Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Or in some places, I'll just say good day. My name is Danny Green. For those of you who haven't seen me, or for people I might get new subscribers from, because I'm going to start using my YouTube channel more. And this is for those of you who don't know me. I primarily use YouTube and any kind of social media. Really, is just YouTube and WhatsApp. I don't use Facebook or anything, at least not right now. We'll see if that happens later. But I'm going to start putting some stuff on my YouTube channel, which, for those of you listening to this recording, it's at Danny the Bible Guy. If you want, I can just link you the channel because I'm not all that popular yet, so it's hard for me to, be found by people. My name is out there in the system somewhere, but I can't even find it unless I go on my own phone or on my own computer. So, anyway, but these are little sermonettes, I might call them, because I'm reading the Bible right now, um, and it's I'm reading the book of Leviticus, and I don't know if for those of you who have already had my channel, it's been a long time since I put anything on YouTube, and I've just had a lot going on lately, and have been meaning to get back to it, but I just haven't. So this isn't going to be a full like hour long teaching as some of my stuff is. This is just going to be a kind of a short few minutes, but what I want to do is I want to continue to, or I want to start doing this, regularly again because I just want to give, I want to keep my videos out there. And I know it's been over a year since I've put anything on there. My wonderful and beautiful fiance Christina was the one who had suggested to me, why don't you try uh, videoing yourself on your computer at the same time that you speak on your cell phone so that if people want to watch you, they can watch you. If they want to listen to the file, they can do that. So that's what I'm doing today. So hopefully you guys see this and enjoy it. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to talk today about Leviticus, the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verses 1 through 18 specifically. And really, it's kind of it's kind of interesting how if we look at the Ten Commandments, we associate them with being the laws, or, in Exodus chapter 20. But this is kind of similar, and so these are the laws that are both moral and the ceremonial laws. Obviously, the ceremonial ones are not, as much practiced these days. There are certain traditions and ceremonial laws in place, but I thought it was interesting how, throughout this passage it says, "I am, for I am the Lord," and then just a few verses down, he's talking about the what something else. You guys can go look at that yourself because I don't have it all in front of me since I'm recording this video. But it's he says, "I am the Lord your God." So, but it's interesting to read through Leviticus as I've been saying. We don't have to look all that far. We don't have to look far at all, actually, in the Old Testament uh, to find Jesus. Though he himself had not come in the flesh yet, his presence is all over the Old Testament. And yesterday I covered that there can be no blood, or there would be no real true sacrifice without blood. Now, sometimes we do sacrifice certain things like our time, or everything we do is a sacrifice. For example, we go to work, and there might be other things we need to do at home, like for example, cleaning. We all have to clean our home every so often, or watching TV or whatever we might do. But sometimes we have to do other things in place of that. For example, like I said, work. When we go to work, we might be rather doing something else, or maybe we would like to, get a chore done, but we have to sacrifice the time to get to, for work, so that we can get money for. And obviously, we're expected to come to work on time. Everybody is, unless some people are fortunate enough to work, at home and they can make their own schedules. But for the most part, if you're hired by somebody, you're expected to work at a certain time and you get off at a certain time. And so that requires sacrifice. Everything we do, we can only do so much at one time. So if we're working on a project that we're trying to get done, then we might we might want to watch a TV show or something, but we can't. If we need to work effectively, possibly we may not be able to watch that TV show while we are getting a project done. Now, sometimes we can. Some people can multitask, but my point is everything requires sacrifice. It's not doesn't mean that sacrifice involves blood, and in our case, it probably doesn't, and hopefully it doesn't most of the time. But in Jesus' case, he gave us life, and the life is sustained through the blood. So, and so I just thought it was interesting to look in this chapter of Leviticus 19 and sort of sort of a recap of the Ten Commandments. And I also thought it was interesting that in verse 19, if you go a little bit later on in the chapter, verse 31, it says, "Don't pay no attention to mediums." And mediums are people like psychics and people like that. And I remember I grew up in a home that claimed to be Christian, but they didn't necessarily have. There wasn't a lot of fruit to demonstrate that. But I saw commercials on TV from a fairly young age. Not too young. I mean, I was old enough to understand what kind of what was going on. But my mom had mentioned. I remember, don't pay any attention to that psychic nonsense. That's like a substitute for God for some people. And these commercials would flat out just endorse that and say, "Oh, you get a 5-minute trial." Where before it was 2 minutes, but 5 minutes can get so much more done, and it just got annoying. So, but we know that consulting a psychic is not necessary. If we have Christ in our lives, He knows all and will take care of us, and we just have to trust in Him and pray to Him, and it helps to stay in His Word every day. So I wanted to encourage you guys to do that. You can read this passage, over for yourselves. I just kind of summarized it, but in verse 4, I believe it is, that says, it makes reference to much like the first time we see the Ten Commandments, to have no other gods before our God. So we worship the one true God and really the only God. So thank you guys all for listening and watching today, if you're watching on YouTube, and you'll hopefully get something from me, if not every day, then pretty close to it. God bless you all, and take care. Love you guys.